The content provided in this program is an independent production. The views and opinions expressed are solely those of the individuals involved who express them. They do not necessarily reflect the official policies, positions, or endorsements of the hosting platform Bounce Up Central Media Network or its affiliates. Bounce Up Central Media Network does not warrant or guarantee the accuracy, adequacy, quality, validity, completeness, or suitability of any information for any purpose. In no event shall Bounce Up Central Media Network be held liable for any inaccuracies, errors, or omissions with respect to the information in the transmission or any part thereof or for any damage arising therefrom. The entire risk and the accuracy, adequacy, completeness, validity, and quality of any information is within the show's content producer. In no event will Bounce Up Central Media Network, its heirs, or assigns be liable to any party for direct, indirect, special, punitive, or consequential damages or any other damages arising in any way out of the production that has been aired or is about to be aired. Thank you for watching.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. Right now, the rain has started to fall, and the rain has been falling since this afternoon. And I do apologize for my late start, but I had to go and deal with something of what we will call another child predator behavior, and for some strange reason that has been on the rampant in Trinidad and Tobago. Good evening, Miss Marley Pantin, Force. But that it seems to be a rising trend that is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. And again, I want to tell parents, talk to your children. Talk to your children. Let them know that they can call you, they can talk to you, they can tell you what is happening, who is going around them, who is interfering with them. Talk to your children. So I had to deal with that part of it. Good evening, Owen, Colin, Laval. So that's why I reached a little late, and abrasing the weather also because rain is falling. So it is, But let me jump into what I wanted to deal with one time. Let me jump into what I wanted to deal with. High winds, in fact, are also in play at this point in time. Yeah. High winds at this point in time, but it on the rise, It on the rise. So people, talk to your children. So let me get into it because it took me a little time to some people are afraid to speak out and say what is happening and all them things. But let me get into it one time. Because it wouldn't be too long tonight, basically. Well, sometimes I say that and boy, let's get me on my road. But Minister of Defense Wayne Sturge has called the independent Anthony Vera to be removed from the upper house. That rain is real falling hard. Sturge yesterday referred to Vera's presence in the Senate as untenable and questioned why he was brought back as an independent senator after serving a previous period. The minister made the remarks from his Toko Sandy Grande Facebook page, joining the United National Congress criticism of Vieira comments that late former independent senator Duke Timol, who suddenly passed away last Sunday, had been emotionally stressed as a result of the party attack. Attacking the independent benches. In a statement on Timol's death on Sunday, Vieira remembered him as a man deeply rooted in service and made reference to what he said were unmeritorious, not manumission, but meritorious and deeply unfair attacks made against independent senators during Timol, including Timol. He said that Timol had told him such attacks had begun to affect his health. It pained me to say that in his final months, Dio was not well. The unmeritorious and deeply unfair attack leveled against the independent benches and against him personally affected him. He told me of the toll it was taking on his health. He spoke of the high blood pressure, of the distress caused to his family by online trolling, and of how the toxicity of our politics environment was weighing heavily on him. He did not deserve that, wrote Vieira in his message of condolence. Sturge said that Anthony Vieira must be removed from the Senate, recalling that Vieira served in the Senate from 2013 to 2015. Sturge said he then removed to make way for the most impartial and impactful independent senators in Senate benches this country has ever seen. Why was he brought back in 2018 to now? Sturge asked. He said if Vieira served out his term, it would be the longest anyone had ever served on that bench. Sturge went on to contend that Vieira was very openly one side and added a little value at that bench. He said he had shown his hand so very long ago, and on so much occasion, Sturge said, adding that it is mind-boggling how he was brought back. Sturge further asserted that along with his comrades, government senators, Farid Salvari and Foster Cummings, their presence in the upper chamber is untenable. People give their life. Sometimes they call them, because even Dr. Rowley would have made statements about it and stated that there are a number of people who want to serve but don't want to serve because they are being ridiculed in the public domain. They're being unfairly attacked, who may want to serve on boards, and they may very well just want to do something because of country. Yeah, I do apologize about that. But people want to serve in this country on boards and even or in the Senate to make their contribution because they feel that they have something to contribute. And when it is that you have people who believe that they have some God-given right, that they can attack you for making your contribution in a meaningful way in the Senate, one has to ask themselves the question, why must I put myself through that to do work on behalf of the country? And I am being ridiculed by a party that has the majority in the government. Also, they have the majority in the Senate, but they are still afraid of a few senators who sit in the Senate as independent senators. I'd be so afraid of them. But I don't know why they don't ask Wade man that. Because if it is that I am willing to offer myself up for election or offer myself up to sit on a state board and people doing me all these wickedness online for no reason, and my family decides, well, look, you know, I don't think that the best option for you right now, you know. And look how it took a toll on the man. Well, most people would think that, but the independent senators are there just there for what they are. Independent. And why must people believe that, alright, if the government doing bad, they must still support the government? If the government, if the government does not bring good legislation, then it is paramount that the independent senators will let the government know that, hey, you know, you can't bring that because, and they will show them, because the people who sit on the independent benches are highly educated. Some of them are top senior lawyers. So why? Yes, they may want to get rid of Christine Gangaloo. But the thing about it is that if it is that Vieira is one of the longest serving senators in the Senate, I don't see why that should be a problem for him. In fact, Wayne Sturge should be glad that Kamala Prasad Professor give him an opportunity to serve in the Senate. I mean, to serve in the government and to go for election. So I don't understand why Wayne getting on like if, you know, he's supposed to do what I tell him to do. Well, then if he's doing what you tell him to do, or what the government tell him to do, then he's not independent. Then he's carrying on the agenda of what the government is telling him to do. And then again, the independent benches, anything the government say that they want them to do, that they will want to just say, I. So, when because we have a Westminster system that is supposed to be fair, because we are first past the post, and you have the president picking from senators, because by rights they're supposed to have people who will represent the people's interests, not the party interests. And if the people's interest is the independent senators, if you are not a PNM, there's a UNC, or you might be a CUP, or you might be whoever. But once you're not serving government, the independent benches are there to represent the rest of the nation. And the independent people who may want to have a voice in this country and don't know how to express themselves. And I don't see why it is people need to attack the independent senators as though, you know, do what I say. Like if you pay the people in them bill, you're not paying them no salary. And the independents have made their contribution just like anybody else. They have made their contribution like anybody else. And it's only because why? You don't go where the UNC wants. Yes, that is what they're doing. They want to put people who are lying to them, and they don't want people to have a voice in this country. So like what happened with Stuart Young? When Vieira was making his contribution and showing them that what they were doing was wrong, they did not like that. They believed that Vieira should have just keep him out quiet, don't say nothing, sit down there, and that's it. Support them. Support anything that they say and go with the flow. That could never be. Because when you have, but I know the citizens who paying all of them. So I don't understand why it is Wayne Sturge getting like, you know, and these fellas get like never see come see. You get an opportunity to sit down in the government, sit down and do the people work and stop getting like a fool in the government. For a big man, you get like a real jackass. Seriously. And this is what people is get upset for. You get an opportunity to serve. You're a big lawyer. Well, I can't say lawyer now because some of them is good shit tongues. But you're a good lawyer in the eyes of the public. You have a good track record in winning your cases on technicalities. And yet still you fighting on a few people who sit in the Senate and saying get rid of the independent benches because they have a different opinion and view to what you want them to have. But therefore, and you know, Kamala not even reining them in. So therefore, you know, when you're telling the people there's an autocratic system. They're not democratic anymore. We have no democracy. Our democracy was eroded by Kamala Prasad Bissessa and this wicked, evil government. So if you open up your mouth and you say anything in this government, you are susceptible to be jailed, sued, locked up, killed, anything. Because this administration don't want you to talk at no point in time. That is not good governance. It could never be good governance. Because even Dr. Eric Williams, when he won the election and he won all the seats due to the no vote campaign, he told 3 of his members, he went to the cabinet, he said, oh, you want form an opposition. And they went and they formed the opposition and they formed a Senate. And that's how Basdio Pandey came in. And the president had the same 9 picks. So what foolishness in order for you to have a democracy. Because Derek Williams is good with democracy. But people like Wayne Sturge and don't understand what is democracy. It's about dictatorship. And that is dangerous for any society that is moving forward and developing its nation. Our founding fathers and the builders of this and the pillars of our democracy was never built on dictatorship. It was always built on democracy. But what we're seeing here is only people want to fight. And it's bacchanal after bacchanal every Monday morning. They're looking for something. They're not peace. You know why? Because the spirit is a Jezebel behavior. They all have a Jezebel behavior with them. They can't sleep in the night because of what the mental thinking is of evil and wickedness to the citizens of this country. And even if they're moving like Trump just as evil and wicked, just like them. So Trump will be the father and them is the children. These people are on a mindset to continue to destroy every piece of our democracy that we inherited, so that our children can say, this is what our forefathers left for us, this thing. Let us carry democracy to a next level of where we could understand and have people involved in the whole process. Not, I want it so, do it so, and if I don't get it so, that's it so. That is how these fellas are operating. And my God, we have to be careful about that. And I keep saying it over and over and over. If we don't stop in this country and talk out and let this government know that we are not about this foolishness, not just talking, but action, meaningful action, then we will talk from now to February. And they will continue to do what they want. They will continue to oppress us in this country. And then we will be like sheep. We will really become like sheep. We can't open my mouth, we can't say nothing. But if I open my mouth, oh God, I don't want to lose my work now. And if I open my mouth, I don't want to do ruffle nobody fellas now. And if I open my mouth, they will take me my pension. And if I open my mouth, they will take. And if I come out in a match, and if I do that, and I will lose everything, and I don't want to lose everything. Oh God. This is a serious thing, and I keep telling people, we cannot sit down and allow our democracy to be eroded on a continuous basis and don't push back. Because let me tell you something, it's exactly 100 days since these dirty people in Parliament. 100 days, 29 of them dirty, stink, wicked behaviors. And what have they done? send home thousands and thousands and thousands of people, put them on the breadline. Thousands and thousands of people went home on the breadline. They say when you go up in AGC, you can swipe Indian villain in AGC now, because nobody upstairs looking like me. But you will never hear Wayne Sturge talking about that. You will never hear Wayne Sturge talking about all the people who have their place on state boards, who are chairman. And but you will hear him talking about everything else. Get rid of the independent senators. Shoot them in the back. Do all kind of things. Wicked. The most inhumane things. You will hear Wayne Sturge talking about these things. But to deal with democracy of a people in this country, Wayne Sturge is not about that. And what are we to do? What are we to do? Just throw our hands in the air and don't say nothing? Because Wayne Sturge is a big Sawati, so he's untouchable. Then he must call for independent senators to be removed. And Kamala sit down quietly and don't say nothing. Because you know why? Well, I am going to put up a new thing, and I don't care who vexed with me when I put it up, but I am going to say, this is India extension. You know what I have India Expo? I am going to put up Trinidad and Tobago and put India in Trinidad, India extension. India Extension Island, because that is what it's become now. We are going to become an extinct race. Yeah, but Wayne Sturge ain't saying nothing about that. Wayne Sturge is not saying anything about that. You telling me that a whole upstairs, when you go upstairs, the whole of upstairs in HEC is only of one ethnic race, and they high color too. Nobody in dark, no Madrasano. No Madrasano. All of them high color. Let me tell you something. We can have every Monday morning our ministers that's supposed to be doing the people's work that they elect them to do, attacking, cussing people as though they are bloggers and bloggers, but also mother effers on social media every Monday morning or every day, attacking people. That is not real democracy, and that is not governance. But I dare them to tell me what I'm saying is not true. I dare them to tell me what I'm saying is not true. That every AGC, everybody was working at AGC. I dare them to tell me what I'm saying is not true. All was on contract. They bust the throat, send them home, and all you're seeing is one ethnicity. But that is why, cause instead of we studying what the PNM leadership is doing, we have to start saying, what are we doing? Because if it is that we don't get up and say something, or we don't make noise, or we don't come out and protest, and them probably, but it will bother we. And that is exactly what I want to do, Val. We have to defend our democracy. Defend our democracy. Let the party realize that, hey, the people is behind them. The people is blocking them. The people is with them. So that they can get the strength. We have to stand. Because right now, even the few who are out here launching the attack back on this defense minister, because he offensive in what he's saying. If we don't launch back an attack and launch back a proper attack, a real caving attack on these people, they are going to, they are going to win the war. They are going to win the war. We have to take this thing serious. This thing is not a joke. Senior Minister Wayne Sturge is a senior minister. And a senior minister. But that's what it is. It cannot be that we waited. We're saying this be, it's not what country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country. So we gotta wait on we party to do nothing for we. What we is? We can't stand up for our rights and say what we have to say. We gotta wait on the party to do that for we. We gotta wait on the party to do that for we. We have a mouth, we have a voice, we have everything, and we can say what we have to say. He is the senior minister. And if he decide as defense minister to launch an attack on any one of us as activists, or any one of us, what that had to do with the party? That has nothing to do with the party. That has everything to do with we who people and to keep people abreast on what is happening in the country. Because we have our part to do. They have their part to do, you know. And I'm not excluding them from doing their part, you know. But we have a part to play. Every one of us, even you all who are the lives that make your contribution, you have a part to play in getting that word out there. Wayne Sturge made a statement Wayne Sturge, and let me tell you something, the bottom even all. And you know why we might look at this and laugh. You know what is troubling? Offensive minister, this offensive minister of latrine, this is what I call him, the offensive minister of latrine. Tell people, shoot them in, and then answer in the court after. And we still want to wait on who? Saying to shoot in the back, answer the question after, you know. So your child, who may not belong to the temple, is being shot in the back. He running from the crime because he see everybody running outside. Drunkard come out because you know some of them have to drink plenty, Drunkard come out, bust some shot, bat up. Your child who was not even involved in the whole shooting or involved in the robbery, see everybody running with gun in his direction, and he decide, well, hey, you know, what is this? But the man who come out from the bar, he just shooting, pata. Shoot your child. They will say, you're not hearing the opposition leader? What you will say? You're not hearing the opposition? You want justice for your child. And you must know that there are people who are going to be out here standing with you, with your child, to get justice. Because somebody decided that they are going to shoot your child from behind, running, you know. That reminds me of slavery, you know. When they're shooting the slave from behind the master. And they fire, batam. They kill the slave. And then they sing how sweet thou art. Wait, this is a serious thing, you know. This defense offense, why I keep saying defense? This offensive minister would like one is basically telling this nation that it's okay to shoot anybody that looks like a criminal. It's okay. This offensive minister is telling people that the independent benches must resign so that they can have the free reign in terms of democracy. The next thing they want to change the next thing they want to bring, this John Jeremy and the defense minister and all of them who big tontos. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. They move the Senate, put the Senate pass the going law and they said it's time to move the senators, the independent senators in fact. And they're going to pass the next part to remove probably the president. So, or take away the powers of the president even being allowed to appoint senators in this country. We have that power. We have the power to stand up in this country and say enough is enough. Regardless if they call SOE, DSOE, MESOE, all kind of we have the power and we're keeping up. But to send a message to the international people, letting them know that what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago with this government that is oppressive, that is hard, and wants this country to end up in the hands of those who will cripple the economy even further so that this country cannot go anywhere. We have that power. That power is invested in us. It is we who give any one of them the right or the power to manage our assets for us. We have that power. And we must say, because we should not go and move him. Should not go and move him. But we must call on the international people to let them know that our rights in Trinidad and Tobago is being violated by this wicked, oppressive government called Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the dictator. Where thousands and thousands of people were thrown on the breadline for no reason, because of spite, wicked, and envy. Our defense minister, our offensive minister, telling people, shoot them in the back. Shoot them in the back. So even if you're innocent, you're guilty, it don't matter. Just shoot them in the back. Kill them. We will ask some questions after. That is this type of society that we want in this place. This is the Trinidad and Tobago that we know. That's the Trinidad, that's the country we want for our children. For the future and the future and the future. But if that's what we want, then it makes no sense. We come out here every day and labor when we fail to say anything, and we just sit back and we rock back. Social media, we have to push back on them. In all aspects, write letters, everything. Contact international media, bring them to Trinidad. Let them know what is going on here. The people cannot even eat. You visit one or two supermarkets today. Everything in the supermarket going up. And not because the 15% tariff going on, you know. But they're expecting in the budget everything to go up, so everybody raise the prices of $10, now $12.50. That's $2.50 more. So that means you spending more on groceries. A bag of rice at 8 kg is over $150 for a bag of rice in Trinidad. The cheapest one you wait for 100 and probably 35. Everything. Everything in this country going up, and we don't even. It's sad that an offensive minister could say what he wants, and he could be backed to by the man who was who was the leader of the Criminal Bar Association. Eh? Oh my goodness, you know. That's why I want to say, I'm holding back my tongue tonight, you know. Well, if they still will not buy it and they don't see the need to hold your money, because there's no money to hold anyhow. Because people not even surety they getting paid. Workers are not even surety that they getting paid by this government. This administration not even sure. Even though they went and they asked for more money in the supplemental bill, for money and money and money, you're not even sure you're getting your salary. But them sure they getting the salary. Them sure they get everything. So, but even though Kamala talking all that foolishness to we, even though Kamala talking all that foolishness to we, the salary review commission has stated what people will get. So even if they have to get entertainment, they will get the money for entertainment. If they have to get a car loan, they will get that. All that foolishness that Kamala coming and telling we that you know how this know that you hear lie. Them thing is lies. And we will be continuing to get blacklisted more and more and more by international bodies, because they are realizing more and more that Kamala Persad-Bissessar and this administration don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So they're looking to get rid of everybody, because you know we must beat all the activists wherever they are. We are going to weed them out. That's the behavior of this administration. Another one, fire, shut down this, shut down that, shut down this. We are going to go back to, we may very well have to have another 1970 evolution in this country. Mark my words. Because what is in here as ethnic cleansing and gentrification from government ministries and even neighborhoods. Dangerous precedent. that Kamala Prasad and this administration is setting in this country. And if it is that they want to go down the road of ethnic cleansing, if they want to go down the road of ethnic cleansing, I don't know about you, but I have to stand up for my future generation. I have to stand up for my future generation. Ensuring that what I'm seeing happening with this administration, we may very well wake up in the and the whole activity everybody going home. You only have Indian programming. Radio stations are being wired to play 75% more indoor music. If you're talking bad against Kamala on social media, they may bring a law that you can be charged and locked up. Country. This is what we're looking forward to in our country. That we don't want to open up our mouth and say what we had to say about this administration because we fear of victimization and things. While they sit amongst themselves and they plan, shoot them in the back. Shoot them in the back. Shoot them, just shoot them, just shoot them. And who is it them they're talking about? Who is it them that they're talking about? Shoot them in the back. We go talk in the courts after. That's what we're looking forward to. Shoot them. That's what they want to do. Just keep shooting. Just keep killing. And be happy with that. We have to be happy with that. Where's the long day? It coming, you know. It is exactly 100 days. These people here, and it is done 2 years done past. Because it's hard in this country. Things so hard. You don't know where your next meal will come from tomorrow. And you know, one of the things I keep telling people, pray not that we become like some Caribbean islands. You go by the gas pump. Today you pay $2.50 or $4 for a liter of gas or super, and tomorrow you pay $8. Or you go by the next gas station and they charge you $6 because there's no price, no proper price fixed in at the pumps. $1,000 for bread. cheese, you gotta pay for it in slices. Look. That's where we're gonna come to. That is what Kamala Prasad says. These offensive minister of National Security, Johnny Bravo, and all of them. That is where the pushing we to come to. Hardshipping. But if it's one thing, I agree with what I disagree with. Well, I agree with somebody who said it. Is that after they done desecrate one race and they take supreme over this country, not a damn dog is to bow. And if Mr. Sturge believes that he is part of that clan, he better think again. If Johnny Bravo think that he is part of the clan, better think again. John Jeremy, Philip Watts, and all of you who believe, Jolene John, all of you who believe that we is part of that clan, wait till they carry out the thing successfully. And we ain't say nothing. They put Oye in the doghouse and then eventually kick Oye out of the government. I don't want to hear Oye say Oye going to form no party. So I had an opportunity to tell Kamala Prasad, enough is enough. Oye said absolutely nothing. People, let me take a little break. I have to plug in my laptop and I'll be right back. I forget to plug in my laptop.
Bounce Up Central Network. Tune in for shows like Let We Talk to Ting with Sister Jenny every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30 p.m. Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Culture Points on Thursdays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 5 p.m. And Fine Point with Fearless Warrior at various showtimes. For more news, informative content, entertainment, special events, discussion forums, Bounce Up Radio, movie watch parties, and to even bus a mark anonymously, visit our Bounce Up Central Community Hub, the platform that's We Ting, created for we, by we. Keep the conversation going, even after the show. Chat in real time on our 24-hour live chat at bounceup.com. If you have a passion for news, politics, culture, music, sports, technology, and helping your community, we invite you to come join the Bounce Up Central Network family. Come join us.
We are bound. You know, when you're talking serious thing, you'll see Caribbean soul and then there's just no meaning, but they're nothing. No, I'm going late. I said I'm going to keep it a little short tonight because of Upman CNC3 News, Wayne. I really doesn't have the time, you know. Remember when I come in on the same time with the news or earlier, I don't have the time for what. probably see what is what. But I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Imagine, not imagine, I waken to a reality that even the Attorney General taking this country for a fool. Look how much money was stolen from Haiti to fund, and Jack Warner is still out here. How much years after? And now you're hearing defy laws. But all you've got to say, all you've got to say, shoot them from behind. Ask questions after. But when a man thief, you know, millions and millions and millions of dollars from poor people, thief millions and millions of dollars from the poor people of Haiti when they suffered a devastating earthquake, and spend it on a bunch of people who oppressing the nation right now, who kick him out, treat him like a dog. He's still walking around the town. He's still walking around the town as a free man, operating his business. Operating his business like nothing ever happened. But they ain't saying, lock he up, we go ask questions after. Extradite, we go ask questions after. It is all well and good for some people in this society to commit all kind of crime, white collar crime, you name it, and don't get locked up or prosecuted or not even see the light of a jail cell. But the poor people children who you steal the food out of their mouth on a day-to-day basis, you want to shoot them in the back and ask the question after. That could never be equality and justice. That could never, ever, ever, ever be good governance. That could never be a country that wants to move forward as one nation. Hmm. Jack Warner boy. And these fellas wanted to call them what? Honorable. I can't call Jack Warner honorable. I could never. And he could so he want. I don't like him, and I will never like a man who could thief from the poor. Thief from the poor. To give it to those who already have. You pay for a minister wife, and boast about it. Give children who family can afford to pay for them to become doctor, this, that, the other. Ah boy, there's wickedness in this country. It is wickedness and oppressiveness that is going on in this country. And even though there is something called education, you might have it and still can't get a walk under this oppressive, wicked, dirty, nasty, stink government led by a dictator called Kamala Prasad Bisesa. People, I just want to say, to end off here, I want to say again, our condolences go out to the MacArthur White family and all the persons at Wolf's Credit Union that one of the stalwarts of the credit union has passed on, and we really want to say heartfelt condolences to the family, to two sons. You know, she has raised them well, and we really, really, really want to send our condolences to them. And that funeral will take place on Friday in San Juan and journey all the way to St. James. We losing our stalwarts, you know. We are losing our generation of freedom fighters, of people who would have stood up in this country, walked upon the pavements for us to benefit today. We are losing many of them with their history, their knowledge. We are losing them to a pack of assholes like Wayne Sturge and plenty of them in this oppressive government. People, I want to say good evening. Have a blessed night. And I will see you all tomorrow night. I'll see you all tomorrow Yeah? At 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, as we have more that we will talk on this wicked, oppressive, and some other things that I want to show you all in terms of crime. So tomorrow will be a fine point at 6 o'clock. Have a blessed night. Do enjoy your evening, and we will see tomorrow afternoon.